AfricArena North Africa Tunis edition. We are there for the moment you have all been waiting for. Everyone was talking about it since this morning. I've seen startups that came since 8 a.m. here. I wasn't here, but they told me they were here since 8 a.m. Looking forward for their pitch, looking forward to be in Cape Town next month, and I'm sure we will have some of them since there are 5 places to take for to be attending the next event, the AfricArena in Cape Town. So we will move now with. I'm gonna call for my juries. They are already here. Thierry is here. Thierry Barbeau, thank you for joining us. Mazen El Qasim, he's here. And we're gonna call our first startup. Are you ready? C'est عفيقين ولا إيه؟ déjà باش نفهم. Who are the pitching startups? Pitching startups, okay. I have less hands than I have startups in my list. اللي غيب غيب قسموا. Okay, so seed stage for our jury. Donc it's gonna be a seed stage, all of them. We're gonna have 7 pitches, and we're gonna start with Eventizer. Are you ready? Yes, Jed. Born ready.
Thanks, Wasim. So, is this the microphone? Yes, I prefer. Yes. So, hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Jihad Bougarra, co-founder and sales director of Eventizer, an all-in-one events management platform, African, built for African events organizers, and we're providing a SaaS platform to host and manage almost any kind of event in the African continent. So, how many of you have previously been part of an event organization committee or have hosted an event? Raise your hands. So, you all know it's very, very hectic, the amount of solution you use to manage and host your event. Events organizers use on average 10 solutions, like to manage registration, to host the event, manage emailing, notify attendees, and so on. And that's why Eventizer is coming. So, the three main problems they are facing: the industry dynamics, which allows events organizers to have like many tools to host their events and manage them, which allows the attendees to have a very bad experience in attending, and also events organizers are losing money through that, and that makes alternative solutions like Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and so on, they are not suited solutions for managing events. See, this is how we make it better. So we have Eventizer Online for hosting and managing almost every type of online events. We have Eventizer Expo for managing and hosting any type also of exhibitions in a 3D mode. And also we have Eventizer Onsite to manage and host physical events. So, this is some screenshots from our solution. As you can see here, our killer features, you cannot find them anywhere except for Eventizer. As for the 3D platform, a fully customizable environment with CRM integration, browser access, and up to 10,000 concurrent users, along with registration management, and also our other platform for online events, which allows you to have registration, unlimited and concurrent sessions, also networking, matchmaking, and virtual expo. So, as for the market, we are targeting the African continent, and as you can see here, a feedback taken from our customers about what they are looking for in solutions. They are looking for something cost-effective and also efficient. And we are targeting the African market, which is valuated at $1 billion through sales operation, web sales, partnerships, and reseller programs. And we are making money through 3 tiers for buying the platform, starting from $300 for on-site events and online events, and also $3,000 for 3D events. And we have made so far 150K TND in sales revenues for this year, and we have made many amazing traction for the following period. For our technical and business roadmap, we are, it's basically implementation project and also enhancing our software, and the people making this happen, our CXO team, and our ask is $300K in seed funding divided, as you can see here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very interesting. Your customer is the company who organized the event, and also the people who subscribe?
Our customers are events agencies or corporate events organizers. They can be, let's say, one of our customers is at TJD Bank. They have their events management department in their communication department, okay. And their events organizers came to us to host their events, okay. And also agencies that host events like on a regular basis.
And at this time, where are your customers?
This time, where is our customer?
Yes, your customer is in Tunisia for the event, or they are everywhere?
They can be everywhere, in Tunisia or anywhere.
But your market is more in USA? More in
our market is the African market, as we have mentioned also in our first presentation.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jihad, for the pitch. So, can you tell us your customer acquisition cost?
For our customer acquisition cost, it's around $100 so per customer. And as I have mentioned in the presentation of our offerings, it also starts from like $300. So it can be like very, very good. Like the costs are almost 1/3 of our like prices. So yes, we're making it great with such channel TV.
So it's a platform.
Yeah.
You've already tried it. Any kind of risks that you have seen and how you will be managing those risks?
Yes. If we say risks, can you like be more specific?
Technological risk, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've had an experience before with Eventizer. That's it. Yes.
I did.
So the experience you had was in our MVP of the online events management platform. So yeah, risks were happening, especially in that period. But now our platform is scaling, especially in attendees number, technologies we are using, and so on. So let's say now it's like zero risk for hosting your events with us. Thanks. Any more questions? Thank you so much.
Bravo, excellent. Thank you, Jihad. Welcome, Aziza, n'oubliez the jury. So we continue with seed stage, and now we're calling for Lodip. On peut l'applaudir.
So, where's the presentation? Just below it. Okay, sorry. The remote works or not? Okay. So good evening, everyone. It's my honor to be among you here today. My name is Gharib Ahmed. I'm a software engineer, and I'm the CEO of Lodip, the student-centric company. So why is distance learning so difficult? It's because of loneliness, procrastination, and lack of access to studying resources. Actually, according to educationdata.org, course completion rates in distance learning is 22% lower than face-to-face studying. The pain point was detected thanks to the millions of views on Study With Me videos on YouTube and the posts of students during quarantine complaining about distance learning and loneliness. So our solution is an international online co-studying space that helps students find someone to study with from all over the world, exchange help, share resources and opportunities, and much more. We're targeting a growing market of hundreds of millions of students. Actually, the total number of students in higher education, which is only one segment of our clients, is expected to reach nearly 380 million by 2030 compared to 216 million in 2016, and we already started getting international reach. Lodip has an exponential growth potential. Even though we just got started, we have 4,500 users from 60 plus countries, but most of them from Tunisia, and we spend $0 on advertisement. Our revenue model is based on 4 axes: targeted advertisement, premium features, commissions on certain transactions that can take place on the platform, and on the long term, we will be providing talent solutions for businesses. The targeted advertisement can be based on where the student is studying, his major, his interest, his age, country, which courses and opportunities he's interested in, and which will be further fine-tuned in the future. As you can see there, a couple of ads that we tested. Lodip has 2 direct competitors and 1 indirect competitor, but Lodip checks multiple criteria. It's international, it has intuitive UX, it is distraction-free, it's a social network, and offers multiple services. We already received a lot of positive feedback from early users. Salma has said that this is better than those videos on YouTube, because on YouTube you don't know with who you're studying and should recommend it to a friend. She also said that she feels more motivated, and finding someone to study with is what she needs the most. Lodip was founded in January 2021. We have the MVP, we're working on the mobile app. We're trying to do a seed round and then start scaling and expanding, and we've been part of several programs. We're trying to do a seed round of 1 million Tunisian dinars. This is the team. And our vision is to regain the general public's trust in social network and technology in general, and become the all-in-one platform for students. You can check our platform on lodip.com or the demo there on YouTube, and we're present on all social media platforms. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You speak about a premium feature who
Yeah.
can arrive, what that can be.
Okay. So for the premium feature, for the time being, we can allow students to track how much time they spend studying, for example. We can allow them to search for specific students from specific universities. What else? We can allow them to set goals or do a timetable. There are multiple things that we can do. So it is to be implemented because we just got started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that can be paid directly by the
Yeah,
application?
just like Spotify, there's freemium model and the premium model. Yeah.
You develop yourself the system, the IT system?
I'm sorry, what?
The system is developed by you? The application?
Me and I've had interns with me. Work, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you, Aziz.
So I was wondering about your customer acquisition strategy. How
Yeah.
do you get new?
Yeah, sure. We just talk on social media, that's it. We're active in students' groups. We tell them about Lodeep, and they tell each other, so that's how it works. Yeah.
So just to understand, so you providing also access to certificates, like from universities, or like?
No, it's a peer-to-peer platform. It allows students to find someone to study with, access to resources like exams, resumes, summaries. They can share what they have, and they can access, for example, a student from Gabon can access resources shared from a student in Harvard, for example. And exchange help. For example, a student needs help in mathematics, physics. He can find a peer to help them in that thing, or just keep him company, or they can do whatever they want.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That's it?
Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. So next, our third startup in this seed stage, it's time to call Trust It, or Trust IT. Yes.
Just this? Okay. So hello everyone. My name is Rahma bin Jaleb. I'll be presenting Trust It on behalf of our CEO Mohamed Aminouni. He would love to be here, but he couldn't. So here we go. So, nowadays, more than 22 billion of electronic devices is used of a lifetime to 2 to 4 years only. And according to Eurobarometer, 77% of European citizens, they prefer to repair the devices than they replace them. So how are we gonna find a trusted repairer, and how we can track all the process digitally? And add to that, COVID-19 has increased the use of electronic devices, which increased the demand of the repair alternative. So that's why we're here as a digital platform offering repair marketplace with a large repair network, suppliers, delivery services, and customer services. Our process is very easy, and it won't take more than 30 seconds. Requesting, then having unique code, then you can process and tracking all the process from the request until the delivery and final pickup. Our operation is tracked and secured digitally. We have 3 web platform and 2 mobile apps. Our business model is an average of 25% on repair operation, 15% on sales and refurbishment. And for B2B, we have a corporate contract and offer is engaged for a minimum €100 per month. Our unique selling point. So thanks to our incredible quality, we can attract many repairers by offering them trainings, equipment, digital tools, and consulting. So our market in Tunisia is estimated to be 200 million euros. This is the total addressable market based on 10 million devices, which make us 2 million margin per operation. And for MENA region is estimated to be $38 billion by 2025. We succeeded to have more than 50 repairs and 500 customers and 100 corporate, at least they used our service once, which make us achieve 150,000 euro in GMV. This is Sharik. Thanks to COVID-19, we made Sharik, means participate in Arabic. We collected all devices and e-waste, then we store it, refurbish it, and we donated to more than 700 students in need all over the country. Everything was digital to make sure of the traceability between our donors and partners. And it was founded by UNICEF and the Canadian Embassy, 5,500 euros. And we seek for $500,000 to be divided as we can see. And this is our beautiful team. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Just a question. What did you repair? Computer, laptop, mobile phone, tablet?
Yeah, every electronic devices, phones, computers, TVs, everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for the pitch. So my question is, what is your strategy to grow your repairers network? And how do you do to make sure they are trustworthy, since Trusted is acting as a mediator between the client and the repairer?
Okay, so you're asking about the customers on one hand, then the good repairers, right?
Yeah, the first question is about your strategy to grow the repairers network.
Yeah.
People who repair the electronic devices, and how to make sure they are trustworthy, as you are acting as a mediator between the client and the repairer.
Okay, we are super selective about the repairs, and we do our own market research. We even have stores with our logo on it when we found repairs that can fix something that's unique. For example, Mac isn't everyone is allowed to repair this. So, and for our customers, we ask it for 30% will be on marketing and sales, so we can grow our numbers, as well for 20% on the operation and product development. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll move with innovation.
Hi, everyone. Okay, who can answer to this question? Difficult. In fact, 64% of employees have increased their salaries in 2020. Who can imagine? Also, as an employee, how we can answer to the question of am I well paid as my colleagues, as an employer? How much I have to pay to keep the best element, to attract the best candidates. For universities and students before their graduation, they are asking, we will find the job easily, and how much we will be paid? All those questions means that we need data about salaries. That's and here we come with salaire.tn that deserves stats for individuals, companies, and universities. So I'm Fedi Belqasem, the manager, and in my team there is Heikel Barbouche, the human resource expert, and Sirine Bouaziz, the digital marketing. And we have both about 20 years of experience. Our target market is Africa, starting with emerging countries, and beginning from Tunisia. That's why we call the website salaire.tn, but the other is coming. And the worldwide market size is about 50 billion euro. There is competition, but they are focusing on developed countries, and they don't have a presence in emerging countries. They are doing marketing, but not the same way. They're using the pull model, and we are using the push model. They are giving global stats, comparing between countries, when we are giving results for local resident detailed stats, and also giving facilities because we are using local solution payment and so on. We will start with the B2C to make the database and to reach the critical size before starting with B2B services. We are looking to raise 100,000 euro to finish development of other features and make more communication. Thank you.
Time is up. Thanks. Okay, so very obvious question. Your revenue model. One question, and my other question. So I'll pass the mic. How will you do to access sometimes very confidential information about salaries?
The revenue model is with B2C the first step to reach the critical size of data is with freemium. So people are invited to put their data, and we will have more information with the paid solution. The next question is about critical. People are interested to give information about where they are working on, where they are working in, and in which countries, in which company, to make comparison between companies and so on. So they are free to give the information and interested to do it. It's a win-win.
Thank you so much for the pitch. So you were talking about the fact that you are willing also to work with the employers in order to get this type of information. So how are you willing to get this? Because employers they do not share this type of information in general. So what is your strategy to work with them?
We test the market. We make a homemade communication on Facebook, and we get in a week more than 2,000 and 1,500 registered users asking for evaluation for their data. And that's before the creation of the company. So imagine if we start communication, people need this information. They don't have it locally, and competition giving it worldwide and not detailed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now our next startup is Sinoya.
Hi, my name is Kandur Rashid, CTO and co-founder of Sinoya. Let me start by asking you a simple question. How many tools and tabs do you have open every day at work? 3, 5, more? We have been there, drowning in a sea of browser tabs, juggling apps, onboarding, losing tracks of discussion, and burning cash on separate tools. This is where the story of Sinoya begins. We asked for opinion, tried different solutions, and finally reached a conclusion. What can make a workflow go further better is a unified workspace for company where all the necessary tools are bound together. From this point onward, the complexity of managing multiple apps will be brought to the simplicity of accessing only one space with access to the basics of digital collaboration. Synoia will serve as your app hubs and your unique workstation where you can access all your collaborative channels in one place. In the form of a web platform, you will have access to built-in features as well as the ability to synchronize with most of the used apps. There are currently 64 active users using our solution and more than 200 in our waitlist. Our customer will have the benefits of 5 different apps, but with a subscription fee of only 1. Our revenue model is based on a monthly and a user-based subscription with an average price of $8 per month user. Every collaborative app can be seen as our competitor, but at the same time, we tend to integrate many of them, giving us the possibility to see them more like future partners. The digital collaboration market is projected to reach $35 billion by 2027 due to the COVID situation. But it's not just a trend. Many companies today have opted for digital as their new standard. We opted for web direct sales as our main distribution channel. We are targeting small and medium businesses here, mainly insurance, education, and tech companies. And just recently, we started to look into the M&As corporates. Until now, we have already generated $40,000 as sales revenue, plus other gained services that are supporting our cash burn. Our roadmap is made according to our strategy goals, with our current focus is to exceed the 1,000 user cap by the end of 2021. What we are asking today is funds that will be used for empowering our production, and what we value more is to be introduced to partner and to digital networks. Our team is made by 3 co-founders with a cumulative of 24-year experience, Nasruddin Riyah in management, and 2 technical co-founders, Ayoub Rebah as a CIO, and me, Skander Seed. And now we are 11 employees. We invite you to join us on synoia.com to book a demo or to get more info. Thank you.
Thanks. So you're working, you have a customers, and it's rolling, right? One very simple question. So your acquisition cost for customers?
The acquisition cost for a customer is nearly $3 because the users are not the customer. A customer can be 10 users.
Yeah.
So we are working on a different channel for acquisition. It is the qualified leads. The main channel for our digital marketing that are operating all this process is by emails, and we use all the social media and all the other social networks to support this campaign and to give us credibility.
Okay. So yeah, about expansion. Sorry. So you're targeting any specific market now, and
in the end of this journey, we want to be a worldwide solution.
Of course.
But right now, we are focusing on Africa and Europe. This year and the coming year, we are focusing on Africa, but we already started our incorporation in France to, after 2022, start our expansion in Europe.
So your product is available in different languages, I would assume?
Yes, right now it's available in French and English, and we started to work to add Arabic and another language based on the user request.
Great, thanks.
Another question? No, thank you.
Thank you, Synoia. Thank you. Now we go to everything.
Okay, guys, some excitement to heck. Let's start with everything. Hey, hula! Hello! So mainly I'm John, coming from Lebanon. In Lebanon, the situation is really bad since ever. And we realized, okay, and during the pandemic, people like they realized فجأة إنه family moments count. Okay, they realize فجأة and it's good to hang out with friends, it's good to do some detox, it's good to move from your screen. It's really bad to say this in a tech conference. Okay, I know sometimes that I'm in the bad place actually. However, what we do at everything, أسرع يلا لا okay كنا سوا, we democratize games. I have no clue what does it mean, but حبيت حتى بالpitch. Okay, I felt and it's impactful. Okay, we democratize games, so all these games are ours. And what we are today, okay, we're fun, we're smart, we're creative. لأنه the gamification of any process is super complex for everyone. Everyone wants to create a game. Everyone wants to play. Okay, but no one knows how to do a proper game. So this is exactly what we do. Okay, we do something like this. Okay, so we are actually a platform. لأنه بعرف الجوري, they love this big word, a platform. Okay, to have designers from one side, gamers from one side, stand-up comedians from one side, and from the other side, you have individual, corporate, L&D companies, retailers, and distributors. So these people, they want to create a game. And why they want to create a game? That's a good question. Okay, لأنه everything needs to be gamified. And you can create the game for a process, بالشغل. You can create a game for your strategy. Even you can create a game as an end-of-year project, end-of-year gift, okay? And even now it's a trend worldwide, something called indie games, okay? Which means every individual has the right to create his own game. And this is exactly what we do. Okay, who are our competitors? So mainly, there is Hasbro. There is also Big Potato. They are doing an amazing job in UK. Okay, also there are some competitors who are doing some localization, but what we surely do is full customization. So we go to our customer and we go through this amazing journey of empathizing with their needs and then defining what they want, ideating, prototyping, and then coming up with the best game ever. Okay? What we did so far, these are the financial, these are the financial, they look good. Okay, but let me tell you something, okay? These $57,300 US were done by mistake, okay? I went to Dubai by mistake, okay, on February, and I realized, and it was a niche market, it was a blue ocean for me. I met with 10 clients, I got 10 deals, voila. Okay, هون زقفة Tunisia. Okay, okay. So خلصت؟ C'est fini؟ تمسيني بس ما عرفت عن التيم. Okay, so هيدا التيم. Okay, وهون في mom لأنه هي she started this business 30 years ago. بعدين there is my grandma. هي she prays for us. بس خلصت. Thank you. It was important to mention, yeah. I know there is no question. It was obvious. Yeah?
Who paid for what? What is the cost? Company paid to build this game?
Yes. So is it a corporate like?
It's a community who developed the game.
We develop it. Okay, like we have our designers, but now what we're trying to do is to recruit more designers on board on the platform, because for every game, like you need a whole team. You need a gamer. You need sometimes a comedian, a copywriter. I don't know, a designer to do it. So we will manage the whole process for this company.
Okay. So it's a deal of each game?
Yes, exactly.
When someone orders.
Until now, with the customers we already have, they all returned for another game. It was amazing. Like we felt, and this is why I'm here, and I believe in it.
How many customers you have already?
Until now, for the 57,000, we have 10 customers, between distributors, between retailers, between L&D.
And they order for a new game each time?
Yes. Yes.
Each time?
Sorry?
Each? customer order for a new game after?
Yes, they all had one game, and already now they have their orders for 2022 with their new games. So already we secured part of 2022 sales. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the pitch. I'd like to know, how do you co-create with your users? How does it work? Do you have like the code is ready and then you like, how does it work?
You know, in this game, there is a lot of human interference. Like, there is the human contact that should work. Okay, what we're trying to do, especially with this project here, is to try to do it under technology, or to create a certain platform where, like, we can share some ideation, where, like, we can move forward into the steps. But I feel, from my experience, that the human factor plays the major role. So we need to have one-on-one calls and meetings with our customers. Mazen, all obvious? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, John. This was John, everything. I was asking who was the grandma. I did not get. He showed the left, so. And who's the guy in the middle? He looks like you, John. I'm sure it's a prank. Thank you. Everything. Now we go to Shipzer.
Hello, and good afternoon. Thank you for your time. My name is Alex. I'm the co-founder of Shipzer. Over my 20 years in the shipping line industry, I've always been puzzled by the lack of software to manage inland services facilities. What is inland services? That's a big word. 80% of the goods all over the world are transported by sea and using containers. But there is a sea leg and there is an inland leg before and after the port. That's inland services. It's a huge topic, so we need to focus our efforts. And what is the common denominator to every shipment is that at some stage you have an empty container. And those empty containers, they are parked and they are maintained into sort of parkings. That's called an empty container depot. And the challenge is massive. It's massive for the depot operators, and it's also massive for the containers owners. They are treating more than 1 billion transactions per year. And those transactions are not standardized in the processes and are not standardized in the data exchange protocols. So what we have done is that we have digitalized those processes in order to make it available for the users on the ground, capture the data, and transmit it to the containers owners. That's what Shipzer is doing. And today, the system is up and running in some facilities, and the guys are enjoying 40% productivity improvement in their facilities. So we have a problem, we have a solution. Do we have a market? Yes, the market is huge. It's over $1 billion for this type of software for inland services. The first brick is 170 million. That's for the empty container depots. And we will gradually move to other markets. That's the secondary market, which is over $1 billion. How do we address this market? What is our go-to-market strategy? We are leveraging on our unique set of features that is responding to the pain points of the depot operators, and at the same time proposing a unique pay-per-use model of the software that is absolutely not in place in the industry. Where are we today? We are in the phase 2. We are trying to get our traction. So we have 2 customers. We are doing direct sales approach, and we are aiming to go to 1.6 million euros in turnover by the end of 2023. Which is 1% of our primary market, and then move to scale, and of course, then the boom. The thing here is that we have a direct sales approach, and we have also a corporate approach. We are already enrolled in the CMS EGM, which is the third largest liners in the world, in their accelerator program to test the solutions on a global scale. That's where we are. Thank you.
Donc c'est une solution business to business pour remplir les containers qui ne sont pas pleins.
It's a B2B solution to enable the exporters to find easily an empty container.
Okay, you build yourself the software, the platform.
We are a SaaS, a pay-per-use SaaS, and that's the depot operators who are paying a fee.
And the customer pay for the size of the place. He pay by year to use the software.
It's a pay-per-use.
Okay.
So basically, one depot has on average 30,000 units, billable units per year that we are selling on our catalogs 0.6 euro.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask what is your main risk in this kind of business?
The main risk is it's a bit long to get the traction because it's a huge change in the way the depots are operating. Today they are operating using spreadsheets and papers, so there is a lot of change management and advertising to be done. So the main risk that we have that we are running out of cash before we are getting the necessary tractions. That's why we are looking for fundings.
So you will be funding some kind of sensitization or awareness or
yes, that's one
change?
part. There is also automating the onboarding process as much as possible to be able to scale as quickly as possible.
Thank you for the pitch. So, what is your target market?
The target market today in our growth phase, we are selling and we are doing direct sales approach in Europe and Northern Africa.
Thank you. So, last but not least, but before getting to our last pitch, we're going to have a kind of a special pitch with Bintou, who's going to introduce us to a special challenge, an open innovation, an innovation challenge with Saint-Gobain. The floor is yours, Bintou.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. So I just wanted to let you know that since June, we have an open challenge innovation with Saint-Gobain. Saint-Gobain has been a sponsor of AfricArena for a few years now. And this year, they came to us with the challenges to help us to source the best startup in Africa to answer to the e-commerce and fintech challenges. So what's happening is that they would like to penetrate the commerce a little bit more, the informal commerce, and they ask us to source the best startup in Egypt, in Kenya, and in South Africa to resolve this problem. So what we did is last week we were in Kenya, and we have few startup pitching, and we took the best of them to come to South Africa. And today we will have one of the best startup in Egypt to pitch in front of you, and this startup will also be in South Africa. On the 21st of October, we will have a digital challenge in South Africa to take the best South African startups, and all the 3 startups will pitch at the end of year AfricArena Summit, and the winner will be the winner of the Saint-Gobain Challenge. But today I would like to welcome Alga Meya to pitch for the Saint-Gobain Challenge.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ahmed Mahmoud. I am the founder and CEO of Al-Jama'iyya. Actually, in Egypt, we have around 1 million marital status per year, which is equivalent to 2 million couples every year. In parallel, we have around 9,000 private schools with high income fees that has more than 2,500,000 parents of students. while the average net income for an Egyptian family is less than $400 per month, and unfortunately, the 70% of Egyptians is still unbanked. Most of those people are going to traditional ways like ROSCA model, which is rotating savings and the credit association. The model is already exists in more than 100 countries worldwide. For who doesn't know ROSCA, ROSCA works when a group of people agreed on lending and pouring each other on monthly basis for certain time in order, and the volume is of peer-to-peer lending and saving worldwide is more than $350 billion per year. According to the World Bank, 16% of Egyptians are doing informal savings with each others and the private communities, with total turnover 120 billion EGB. However, these people are facing many problems when doing Jam'iyya or ROSCA. They cannot matchmaking easier and smoothly. They cannot managing the logistics of Jam'iyya. Definitely the cash collections and lack of safety, because 70 of them are doesn't have any credit history. So we are digitalizing the process of Jam'iyyat in only 3 steps. People can select Jam'iyya from diversity of cycles from 1,000 EGB till 100,000 EGB, pick his month or his order, and start to building his credit score by uploading national ID, utility bill, Facebook account, HR letter, bank statement, etc. And as long as he provide more documents, we are increasing his ceiling. Also, we are building the social score of people from each others. The concept came from Bank Grameen with Dr. Muhammad Yunus in Bangladesh, and it's based on the reputation capital. Final solution, we figured that 61% of our users are get cash to buy something. So we started to revolute the model with buy now, pay later by availing the products after deals with merchants and vendors, which open for us a new revenue stream to get commission on products, plus the core revenue stream of management fee. We take around 30% in the total from the total amount, plus the daily interest from the bank. How we acquire users, we depend on the B2B2C. We avail Jam'iyya as a benefit for employees and staff into corporates and entities. Also, we are availing Jam'iyya as a payment solution in schools and universities in Egypt. And finally, we avail it for the beneficiaries of NGOs after applying the poverty graduation project applied or powered by the World Bank and SDGs. So far, we have more than 30,000 users with total turnover 21 million. Since last October, we have 700% of year-over-year growth. We have 30 corporates with that have more than 50,000 employees, and 7 schools, while we have 150 ambassadors, especially women in Upper Egypt. We have aggressive roadmap that expand vertically in all Egypt next year, inshallah, and vertically by soft launch in new market. That we have a great milestone in 2023 to reach 300 corporates and schools and 10,000 ambassadors. That will lead us to get 500,000 of users to build new products which generate new revenue streams, and to reach 2 million users in 2025 with a valuation of a company that will be around $300 million. The team has diversity of experiences between technology, sales, operations, and management. In addition, the advisory board, we have Amr Abu Azm as a chairman, plus Karim Noor, Nagati, Hanan, those who has diversity of experiences too. We are raising our pre-series round now, $3 million to build the smart team. New positions are missing, expand vertically and horizontally, plus the technology building AI algorithms that can predict performance loans. Thank you.
Your ambassadors are paid?
Yes, they got commission on referral users or cycles. And eventually they will be full-timer jobs.
With you?
Next years.
Okay, with الجمعية.
Yes, yes.
Okay. No questions?
Clear enough?
Perfect presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you again. So after the Saint-Gobain Open Challenge, now we're going to introduce you to a very, very special challenge from a brand that you all know, a brand very connected to AfricArena. You all know Vivatech, right? You know Vivatech? Have been to Vivatech? No. Who have been to Vivatech? Vivatech. Who knows Vivatech? Ah, okay, d'accord. Okay, so this is an opportunity. She's going to introduce you to the Vivatech Challenge, and it's a special announcement for AfricArena North Africa.
Yes, thank you very much, Wasim. Great. I'm glad to see that most of you know about Vivatech. Vivatech has been one of AfricArena's sponsors for a few years, since 2018. And today we're very, very proud to launch an Open Innovation Challenge with Vivatech. So I'm going to give you more information about this challenge. We will be looking at seed startups all over Africa and in any sectors. There is no specific sectors. The three finalists will have the opportunity to come to Cape Town to pitch for the final. So in Cape Town for the Cape Town Grand AfricArena Summit, and then the winner of the challenge, we have the opportunity to take full part of the Vivatech in June 2022. So the challenge is opening now, so I really encourage you to check our website and to apply into our portal, and it's going to close on the 28th of October. So you have 2 weeks to apply into our portal, and hopefully we'll be one of the winners to join us in Cape Town and in Paris for the Vivatech event. Great. Cool. So now we will launch the last fire chat of the summit, but I will hand over to Wasim to introduce you to the speakers.
The Vivatech Challenge is really a great opportunity, as Bintu said, so please be aware of that. Now we move forward to Matsi Motis. Matsi, come join us on stage for the fireside chat. There's no fire, but there's going to be fire probably in this talk, since they're both on fire. Matsi and Nauman Al-Fahri. It's always fire, right? Right. Where should I start? The fire. Yeah. Waiting for your chance. I've been too quick. Okay. Come join me, Nauman Ferry. Come join me, Nauman Ferry. Come. Meantime, I have a question for you. What did you think of these 2 days, 2 AfricArena days?
It's an excellent proof of concept to be continued, to build on the successes and to fill the gaps, but it's an excellent and excellent proof of concept for AfricArena Maghreb, to be encouraged.
To be encouraged, and you are trying to connect startups from all the Maghreb, so this is something you have been working on. Matzia, how did you find your first time in Tunisia? And for this AfricArena North Africa. First time in North Africa?
It's first time in North Africa, and I think it's just amazing. People are so warm, they're so friendly, so much energy, so much possibility, and I love the fact that women are empowered here. You know, I believe you guys have, a female prime minister, so that's very encouraging. And a good sense about Tunisia. I think you can see that a lot of things are being put in place just to gear you up for the success that's going to come. So, yeah.
Cool stuff. Thank you, Matsi. So now you're ready before starting the fireside chat. Do you see Patrick? Patrick is here. Patrick? Okay. All the startups, you have a 5 to 8 minutes exclusive interview with Patrick, so it's a bit of interesting PR for you. So don't go all at the same time. Try to go startup by startup. He will be outside, starting now, I think, Patrick. He will be right outside this room. By the reception. Okay. So you can go for an interview with Patrick. Okay. Okay, there he is. If you want to organize it now, since he's still in the room, you can tell him I'm coming now or in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay. Voilà.
Great. I think we'll just
Another
wait
mic?
for... Oh, there's one behind.
Another mic. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Here we go.
Matsi Norman, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I must say I'm so excited to meet Numan. I must share the story of the first time we had a Zoom call a few months ago, organized by the World Bank, because the World Bank is facilitating some of the stuff we're doing in South Africa for the Startup Act. And Numan was close to tears, if he remembers, because he just had to express what it felt for him, because he had to work so hard to get the Startup Act in Tunisia. Now here are these young black females in South Africa that are so passionate about growth, passionate about their country, and they're going to go through the same struggle. So Numan, it's such a pleasure and an honor to finally meet you in person, and I'm truly, truly honored.
Yeah. Thank you very much. The honor is mine. I'm really pleased to be here. And the story that when we started this journey, we thought about it for Tunisia. We never thought that it will enthuse other people. I'm extremely happy that it's enthusing a lot of other people. So.
Oh no, it's a true inspiration. It really, really is. I think globally, everybody knows that this is the genesis of startup acts in Africa, right? So that's going to go down well in history, and I think your name will be part of that. So it's such a great honor to meet somebody who's been such a pioneer. And I think, Numan, I have a few questions, because as inspired as we are as South Africa, we also know that it's not easy, the path that you've had to travel. But I wanted to know, what inspired the idea of a Startup Act for Tunisia, for you and for the country as well?
Thank you. Two things. Number one, and we still have that a bit, but we are moving a bit in that we had youth, educated 21st century youth, managed by people like me from the 20th century with 19th century laws. So we had to bridge that gap. The gap was too wide to progress. That's number one. Number two, government, including Tunisian government, is always putting a lot of facilitation for big employers, international corporates, to come to the country. But they don't do enough, or they don't do well enough things for the small startup to become big corporates. So it's a way to equilibrate that. That's why we started a discussion. It started like a fireside chat, and then it turned out to a discussion among 70 people, and then it took 3 years to have a good system. I wouldn't say have a good legislation, because whatever the legislation is good, it doesn't work. I mean, legislation alone does not work. So you need legislation, you need the finance, you need the management of that legislation. That's why the model in Tunisia is working well, because you have the 3 legs: legislation, financing, and building ecosystem.
Brilliant. And I think what's important is, the devil is in the detail, as they would say. So the process of from having this idea, this passion for your country and changing things, to now getting it to a point where it is now, 3 years later. Was it a phased approach? Was there research initially? So just take us through the process.
It was first an honest approach. An honest approach by the government and by the players, that they want to co-construct something together. That's the most important things. Honesty, trust, building trust, and co-construction. Build trust and co-construct. Then you don't, when good people with good motivation meet, good things happen. You don't control what will happen, but you know that it will end up to do good thing. And I hereby also pay tribute not only to the first task force that worked while I was a minister, but to the second task force who structured the Startup Act as we see it today.
So the first task force was quite government-led because you were the minister, or?
No. It was the first task force. So it was co-construction. It's truly people from the civil society and entrepreneurs who came to me and say, "Look, you need to do something." I say, "I don't know what to do. Let's think it together." And we started that thinking process. Which, but the task force, it was led by 4 people from private sector and 2 people from the public sector, but they have full autonomy to design what we will defend later on in the government and in the parliament with my successor.
And also the government intervention. How important was that? Because that's the one thing that's missing in South Africa.
Look, I'll be very blunt with you. You have bottom-up approach and top-down approach, and both alone don't work. What you need to do is find a way to create enough energy bottom up, but you have to find a sponsor, a flag bearer, who will listen to you. And if you don't find that person, make a fire. Make a fire. Then people will realize that there is something happening, and they will. I mean, we were talking yesterday about digital currency and the liberating the diners. I know for facts that, for example, this government, at least in Tunisia, I'm sure in Maghreb in general, they won't make their currency convertible like that. However, if the startup community, the 500 or 600 startups in Tunisia, the same thing in Algeria and Morocco, decide to use their own blockchain, what the government will do, will put 1 or 2 people in prison, but then they will realize that they are working against their most important asset. Then they will react to that. So if you don't find a government sponsor, make a fire. They will make attention to you, and then they will maybe you'll find a sponsor.
Yeah. So would you say you were the sponsor? You were the government sponsor at that point in time?
Yes. In the beginning, I was the government sponsors. But then when there was a government reshuffles, the community itself went to the new prime minister and said, we need this thing to happen. And then obviously, the next minister, my successor, he wants to have successes, and he wants to connect with these people, and then he continued the sponsorship. Okay. So it's important that the community, first you need to have a community, strong community, and they work together. Then they need to find that sponsor, and they need to co-construct. This is our experience.
So co-creation is very important.
Co-creation, yeah.
And then obviously ecosystems have a lot of issues, right? Whether it's tax, whether it's funding, whether it's labor laws. How did you get to a point where these are the top issues that we'll tackle through the Startup Act?
So the Startup Act did not tackle the top issues, did not. Because number one issue, it's appeared, we need convertible diners, 100% convertible diners. That's the first. We had 120 measures. The top one was we need convertible dinner. And obviously, it does not, it impact much more than our remit. And even though we fought and we are still fighting for it, it was very difficult to happen. However, creating an ecosystem, sanitized ecosystem for the startup, basically to tell to the government and the legislation and the Ministry of Finance, leave them alone, let them work, leave them alone. They will not impact your 20th century economy. They will create a new one. They will not impact it. They can listen to you. But if you tell them, oh, you need to change this and it will impact your 20th century economy, they will resist it. Therefore, we created a new world, still a bit disconnected to the 20th century world, but by having now an ecosystem of 500 startups, these startups are communicating with the corporates, and they are changing and upgrading these corporate. And I must mention something which is extremely important.
Yeah.
The team managing startup acts with its three legs, donc smart capital, is what I would see as the top quality civil servant, transparent, efficient, no paper, listening to their customer, treating citizen as customer, not treating them as employee, as servants. And you need that mentality, which is kind of private-public partnership.
And who funds this?
Sorry?
Who funds it?
Oh, okay. So the government is funding it through a loan from the World Bank, and through other our friends, the European Community, our friends in. So there are maybe Salma, who's here. She can more explain this. But there is the fund of fund, which you have. The government is funding it through the World Bank, 80 million, I think, dinars, which is $25 million. And then there are, the government is borrowing money to fund it. Then through international borrower, not donors.
Okay.
And then there is international donors who fund the ecosystem buildings and the running and the management of this, like our friends in the European Community with the project Innovi, like the GIZ, and like these kind of, and obviously the taxpayer. So
sovereign fund.
Yeah, it's the government plus the donors like GIZ and the European Community through Innovi, plus the fund of fund is the government is borrowing money from the World Bank and others.
Okay, because I mean it has to be sustainable. But when it started, who had funded it? Because now that it's a success, everybody wants to contribute. It's easy to give more money to something that's winning. But when you're starting, was it like a normal enterprise when you started? Have to bootstrap.
That's exactly what you need. That ignitions that between the ecosystem and the government, that trust in order to start a co-creation journey. You need to establish that trust, and that trust either you do it because it happened, because you one of the people in the government and people in the ecosystem get along and they start, or you create a big mess as an ecosystem for the government to pay attention to it and then start working with you. One of the two.
I prefer the latter, the second one.
Yeah.
Numan, I think if we had to do it again, would you do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, we would do it. I'll be very blunt. The output was higher than my expectation. The output after what I envisaged with the team was less good than what happened after. Why? Because it was the collective ingenuity who entered into that, who structured well, and most importantly, once it's structured, the team who delivered. I think the ingenuity in this exercise, not the law itself, not the way it happens, but the way that you had a full team dedicated to deal with that.
And what would you do differently if you had to go back?
You ask the team delivering it, what they would do differently. From my side, I wouldn't do much thing differently, honestly. But for the team who are delivering it, they will see what works, what doesn't work, and then they will do V2, V3, V4.
And then just also to answer to the reason why we're here, the need for conducive policy reform across Africa. What is a message that you have for Africa to have a much more enabling ecosystem as a continent? What can we do?
So it's like when you are a startup, you cannot move from a proof of concept to a 100 million funded company. There are steps. I think we need to learn from each other. Every country needs to learn from the successes in other countries, and then start to build a bigger trial. Maghreb, how we learn from each other for the Maghreb. For example, Algeria, very quickly, they came here, they look at what we have done, and they created their own. Morocco, they didn't use the legislation, they do other tools. You know, Senegal, for example, you are doing fantastic job by creating energy around it in South Africa. Everybody has his own way of implementing conducive policies, but we need to learn from each other. That's why in Digital Collective Africa we created a group for conducive policy, for startup-friendly policy, in order to learn from each other and make sure that every country take whatever it's good for him to implement. One thought, the law is not always necessarily the best route, because making a law, it takes 3 years. However, making a ministerial degree, government degree takes 3 months. Making a ministerial decree takes 3 weeks. So you need to measure what you need to make sure what is your time frame. These things, we started this in 2016. Now everybody recognizes the success 5 years later. So be conscious of time, and when do you want to achieve what? Show the quick wins before building the big thing. The big thing for us is, in Tunisia, for example, is the fund of fund, but until today, we didn't have a single fund approved yet, because it's longer, it takes longer, it's more fundamental, it's transformative, but it takes 8 years to happen. Therefore, we need always to keep the factor of time. You cannot expect a country to change in one day or by one law.
And my last question is, do you think Africa needs a startup act for Africa? Like just one big startup act for everybody, or is it better being regional?
I'm more into the regional approaches, as you know. However, there are so many fantastic initiatives in Africa. Africa needs general awareness of the potential of startup in every single country. That's why, whether it is 21st century organizations or 20th century organization like African unions, etc., these needs to talk to each other in order to create a generally conducive environment for startups. I really tend to think Africa, but act locally, not only at your country level, but at your region, at your locality, at your region, at your country, or at your region.
Anything else you'd like to say to all the other countries that would like to have startup acts? Because I'm sure this is going to be a public recording. A lot of people would be listening, especially countries that want to start startup acts. So is there one thing or a couple of things you want to share?
Thank you. First, I don't address countries, I address people. People? And the people are the start-upper of this, the young generation. In every single time when there is transformation, you have people who start a new technology, then new technology, a new thing which happens. Then after that, the economic actors start to use it or start to refuse it, depends if they are incumbent or not. And then the legislation comes after. That's the typical thing. So do not wait for your governments to do things for you. Make a community and do it, then the legislation will come. And I insist on what I am going to say, even if it will come wrong, even if there is a big enough community, a positive community, startup community, even if they do things which are not allowed by law, but in order to progress things, do it, absorb the consequences, but you know that it's good for your country and for your community, then the government will follow. Again, if the government doesn't listen, do a big mess, they will listen.
On that note, thank you very much, Numan. It's such an honor and a pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
MC.
Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you, Matsi. Thank you, Norman. Please stay around for a few minutes. We're gonna now... Yes, I'll ask all the startups to come join us, please. We don't want to announce a winner without them being in the room. It's already the results. I'm gonna ask Salma Bardadi to join me on stage and Bintu for the closing ceremony. Please, all the startups, join us here who pitched yesterday and today. I hope you are all here. I have no clue about the winners. Bintu, are you the one who... Yeah, she has everything. She has everything.
Perfect. Hello? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I will let everyone to come back to the room so then we can announce the different winner.
Do you want to know who the winner is? No? I'm sure there is not all the startups here.
No.
Okay, so
maybe we can
let's make
some
a deal.
noise and then...
Let's make a deal. Yeah. If you call for a winner and they're not here, they're cancelled. For sure. Who participates and doesn't come for the closing ceremony? Okay, so Bintu.
Yeah, we all here. I'm not sure. I'm just waiting. I can see more people coming. Just give them 2 minutes.
Last call for a flight to Cape Town. How many winners? Can you tell us more about the categories?
Yeah, definitely. Let's do that. So we have 5 categories. So we will have the best seed, the best Series A, the best late stage, the emerging entrepreneur of the year, and the most innovative startup.
Yes.
So all the 5 winners will fly to Cape Town in November to join us for the Grand AfricArena Summit. And we'll also win 10,000 of Amazon web credits, and that's very good and a lot of advantages. If you want to know more about the Amazon credit, we do have a webinar on it that you can check on our YouTube channel, also on our Wire app. Yeah, so.
Excellent. 5 startups will fly next month to Cape Town for the AfricArena.
Yes, taking place on the 16th and the 17th of November.
Of course. Yeah, Yasmin. Yasmin is here. Waiting for you. Yes, on peut l'applaudir, of course. It won't change anything to your results, but yeah.
Great. So now I will call on stage the best seed startup. So I will call Pfizer. Alexandre, if you are here.
Okay, Bintu, let's do it again. Put a little bit of suspense, and you know, I thought you were calling someone to join us on stage. You just called the winner.
Yes, the winner of the best seed startup is going to Alexandre. Great.
Maybe in the middle with all the girls, and yeah, again another picture. Yes. So you were here all the time. I couldn't see. Okay. Okay, now a little bit of suspense, Bintu.
Okay, a little bit of suspense. I'll give it to you.
What is the category?
So the next category is the best Series A.
Best Series A.
Yes, and the best Series A is going to...
No. Hold on. How many Series A we had? How many Series A we had pitching?
Sorry?
How many Series A pitched?
Oh, we did have, I think it was yesterday. I think we have five.
Yeah, I think there are 5.
Around.
Are you all here? All who pitched? 5 startups. I want to see 5 hands.
Are they all here?
1, 2, 3. I only have 3. Okay, let's see. The winner is...
And the winner is... You? Fulfillment Bridge, Kais.
He was walking like 1 kilometer per hour, you know. Come on, guys, make some noise. You should run, you should come for your trophy. No, it's going to Cape Town. Yeah, which is logic. We are a big platform for airplanes and...
Well done. And the best late stage goes to Hassan from Tiran.
Tirhal. I was expecting that.
Well done.
You have a mic. You can say a few words. It's your moment of glory.
Okay, thank you, everyone. It's really amazing meeting all of the team. And you know, Sudan is back on the map, so be ready for us.
Yeah. I want to hear from the others, because since we gave him the mic, I want to hear from the others. Maybe they have something important to say. The winners, the other winners, come quick. Not like earlier, like run. None. Now he has the trophy. Okay, cancel the trophy, please. Take it back. Christoph, take it back. Come, both of you, just for a few seconds. Yeah, run. The road is still long to Cape Town. Start running. Okay, few words. You have the mic there.
Chris, you're my guest. Thanks a lot. Thanks to AfricArena for hosting the event. Thanks for the prize, and I think it's one step further to achieving our vision. A lot of room to run in the months and years to come, but it's a pleasure to be rewarded, and this reward is going to my tech team, who is supporting me days in, days out in driving this project.
Bravo.
Thanks.
Should I do it? Yeah.
Yeah, wrap it.
No, seriously, guys, it's a great pleasure. Honestly, like I've been in few startup events, so it's true we got an emerging e-commerce system here. I would love to see this event like in a couple of years, like a Web Summit or Rise in Hong Kong, like shining not only in the continent but in globally. So thanks everyone contributing to this, and let's keep it up.
Next category.
Next category is the Emerging Entrepreneur of the Year.
Emerging Entrepreneur of the Year.
And the winner is Aida from My Tiny.
Go ahead. My Tindi.
At least one girl. Thank you so much, guys. Very honored for this award, and I look forward to being with all of you in Cape Town.
And the last one?
It's
Most innovative startup.
Most innovative startup. There is only one place to go. This is the moment where we should say, even if you're not the winner, but it's true, it doesn't stop here. You might go further than people who won today. And I really have seen that. We have seen that lots of times. People who win but doesn't go further, they drop off or they do not continue in their entrepreneurship trip. But some others that lose, they try to continue and they become super startups. So I hope you believe in that, and I believe in you. You were all great, and I have at least 5 coup de cœur, and I will tell you who are they later. I'm going to give them personal prizes.
Perfect. So the most innovative startup is going to Amir from Epilert. Oh, Amir is not here?
Cancel. Okay, so who's next?
No, he's coming. I heard he's coming. No?
He's coming.
Okay.
He's
okay,
always
so
coming.
we're going to give him his award after. Great. Thank you very much to all the winners. I think it was a great event, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for all the startups, and a big thank you to our sponsors who help us to do this event. I don't know if you would like to say a few words.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Binto, and thank you for everyone for being here. We've been really thrilled to... actually, we've been looking for it for a long time to have AfricArena in Tunisia, in North Africa, and we'll be very happy to follow it now, hopefully next time in Sudan, right, Hiba? So it's great to have that connection and to build these relationships that goes maybe further than only professional or just to discover. I love you guys here that I met, and I love a lot of people, a lot of energy that are so generous of sharing their ideas, their thoughts about how to create an amazing ecosystem for each country, but also at an regional level. So it's very inspiring, and I have one wish is to keep that connection and to keep that discussions above and further than only this event and this moment that we're sharing together. But thank you so much, Bento and Christophe, for coming here. I knew that it was challenging in terms of organization, but we're very happy to have it finally. We made it. So this is great. And so see you next time, maybe in South Africa, or maybe in other country in Africa in general.
So, thank you, Bintou and Christophe, again. It's been like 3 amazing days, like to see all the startups coming all together from the whole North African ecosystem, and we really hope to keep this amazing dynamic and energy forward, like maybe in Tunisia, or we don't know yet. So good luck to all the startups, and that's it. Thank you so much.
Bravo.
Thank you very much. So I would like to ask all the... Oh, sorry.
So now, of course, we're going to have Christophe, who's going to tell us what can you expect from Cape Town for the ones that are already going and the ones who might want to go. And last call for Epilert. If you don't come, I'm going to put the trophy back to market again. 1 minute, okay. Christophe is going to tell us more about Cape Town. Make some noise.
Bravo. Yes, I think we had a lot of talking for 2 days, so I'm sure you want to go out and experience something else. But maybe some closing words. So thank you, Salma and the fantastic team at Expertise France, Smart Capital, for GIZ for the support, Organisation de la Francophonie, Innovi, The Dot. I think it was amazing to put this together in a very challenging environment. You know, for us, we've been able to learn a lot of things through COVID. I think many of you entrepreneurs, you know that the number one skill is develop adaptive capacity. So you adapt to whatever happens in the environment. We have been able to, in spite of COVID and a significant drop in our resource, to reinvent ourselves with a more digital type of event. So most of the audience of this event was in the cloud. So you will be able to look again at your pitch, to look at all the panels or discussion you might have missed on the AfricArena YouTube channel, Wide app, and all our digital platform. Sorry? Yeah, sorry, man, you were not on time. Next year. So Cape Town. we have been doing this event since 2017. I think we are very deal flow focused. So I think AfricArena, maybe unlike some other event, is all about changing the future of the startup that we support. So this is why we do this bootcamp thing that nobody else is doing. And this is why we're developing a very strong investor network. So we do the VC unconference, we do VC specific event, and we really develop a strong connection with the VC industry. And the main event is in Cape Town. So typically we have a lot of investors from Japan to the US and Europe and Africa coming to the event. So I'd say the number one benefit is that you're going to meet a lot of investors from early stage to late stage. So I'd really encourage you to leverage on that, whether you've won a ticket to go now or not. We have a lot of startups that attend the event that are not even pitching on stage, that are just enjoying the connections. The number two thing is the experience, to look at a very mature ecosystem and an environment. There's lots of corporates, international corporates and local corporates, so you'll be able to develop some connection there. And also in terms of experience, Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And from people coming from this side of Africa, it's one Cape to the other. It's also kind of bringing the entire ecosystem together in one event. So from what Gijs was saying earlier, we're really trying to build that momentum and create a flagship event where international people can see the best of talent, and you are the best talent that we have on the continent. So that's a wrap. I think it was fantastic, and I don't know, do you guys want us to come back next year? Yeah, that's all. I mean, you see, Wassim. We think that the best thing that works is, and something we do well, is co-constructing. So I'd like to call on you if you want us to come back next year. We need partners, we need your energy, we need attendance, and I hope next year we have 10 times more people if we do it again in Tunis. And for that, maybe we need to crowdsource the content with you. We need to have your inputs on what to do, how to design some of the side events. We try to do this with the DOT, with the Fondation pour le Développement de la Tunisie. So maybe we need to do other things, but we'd like to do that with you because we believe that when you co-design something, it has a higher chance of success. So I'd like you to engage with Bintu, engage with Wassim, who is kind of our ambassador here, engage with Newman, who is now joined the Digital Collective Africa, and just help us, build the best thing there is to raise the flag of the continent worldwide. So, and with that, I'd just like to say thank you to all of you, because it was great to meet many of you, and we hope that you'll be in Cape Town soon, or we'll come back in this region sometimes next year. Thank you very much, and see you again very soon.
Stay there, Christophe. First of all, do you want AfricArena North Africa to come back to Tunis next year? Yes, okay. Because he could go to another country. It won't stay in the same country. And one promise, not sure about it, but let's say it's a kind of a promise. This event might even become as big as the original one in Cape Town, the North African one.
We don't want Cape Town to be the big event always. We would love to have 4 or 5 major events that all year long to just keep the African story high on the agenda. That's what we get up in the morning, to be honest.
So
absolutely,
stay
even
here.
bigger than Cape Town.
Yeah, we're gonna give the trophy to Epilert, who wasn't even at the hotel, and he ran in the hotel with his bag. The security came to chase him to this room. They thought he was a terrorist. So he's here, and you're gonna give him the trophy.
Sorry, I was in the office. I had an emergency meeting. That's why I was late.
Me too.
Yes, of course. So the most innovative time. Cool. So I'm going to give you your trophy. So you've been the most innovative startup. Well done. Would you like to say a few words?
Well, thanks to everyone. Thanks to the team behind Epilert, and thanks to all the partners that we have it all these years. And we hope to achieve what we want to do. And see you in Cape Town, everyone. Thank you so much again for AfricArena.
Thank you. Well done. Can I call all the winners on stage to take some picture?
Yeah, so yeah, two things. We'd like to take a picture of all the startups in the photo wall there or here, so you choose. So please, yeah, whatever works.
Yeah, I think that if we remove the couch and...
La photo خير هوني ولا لبرا? Pour les photographes. Photographe? Here? Okay, both? Okay. Epiler, try not to be late for your plane to Cape Town.
Can we have all the winners?
Okay, startups, come on stage.